I see you. You've gone down on your knees and your white foreheads touch the dirty ground. You think nothing of your costumes, which are gray with dust. This morning, you took the garments from your wardrobe, you washed and ironed them, and picked fresh flowers from the mountainside. Not since your wedding day have you been so pristine and immaculate. Is this the national dress? I'm not acquainted with the peasant costume of this region. Through Rise, I'm the lieutenant of the battery, and not a god. Though secretly perhaps I think I am a god, for reasons you need not concern yourself with. I have every intention of destroying the village, and all the virgins in the land, and all the petticoats, no matter how perfectly embroidered, will not stop me, but plead. I'm not so arrogant as the ban you're pleading. Notwithstanding, it would not move me. Not a jot.
My first child was born blind for God knows what sin. In the village, he has found work amongst the cattle who love his voice. The animals, they pity him and yield more milk to his fingers than any others. If the village is destroyed, he'll wander, fall into ditches and die.
On the contrary, the destruction of the village will be the making of him. You describe a rare gift, which any farmer would be glad to hire. He's losing precious opportunities in such a small place where he remains only to satisfy your charity. You oppress him by your kindness. Have you never considered that? No. When the battery fires, it will liberate the blind herdsman. And if, as you say, he has such power over animals, they'll help him out of any ditch.
It's obvious you can't be moved by pity. So I won't list the cripples or the hours we spent tying in the thatch, nor the countless of hours we put in the sinking of the well or the digging of the drain to stop the main street flooding, nor the trouble the women went to embroidering the church or the carving the men did on those altars, not even the trouble we went to building that little jail. This recitation cannot touch you, so I only add, if you believe yourself to be a god, and we accept you as God, however ugly your face is and dirty your uniform, shouldn't gods perfect their souls and polish their consciences and be altogether better than the common infantry who's raping us, who's blinding us? Must we get accustomed to since our troops are gone?
I'm afraid you have a narrow view of deity, which I assure you is not to do with virtue, but only with truth. I think I feel myself most superhuman is in this moment, that I discharge myself of all pity and responsibility and realize that the only laws are those of history. Or, to put it very simply, I have a house in the capital, and we must win this war, or my ability to think in comfort and in peace will be terribly impaired. It was clever of you, and subtle, to seek to persuade me by my love of my own soul. But gods are, by definition, above conscience. It is you mortals who must deal with that one.
You can fuck me if you want.
I think, on the one hand, you're offering me something I can simply take, and on the other, something my philosophical nature has subdued.
You can't take my acquiescence on the one hand, and on the other, I can tell from your trembling lip you haven't subdued anything.
What kind of bargain would it be between a god and a mortal? I admit your willing submission would make our union qualitatively different than one achieved by force. And I admit that your observation that even the most stringent mind cannot suppress the cry of future generations that already send my blood pounding. Don't take off your pants! But I have to say that I should still have you, and wreck the village. What's my bond worth? Gods don't respect bargains of that sort. So now, by my honesty, I have deprived myself of 3 satisfactions any normal man would leap at. The satisfaction of showing pity to the weak, the satisfaction of festooning my soul, and the satisfaction of having a child by a woman I shan't see again. You see, I'm not corrupted by power. I must be a god. And if you've quite finished, I'll tell the corporal to begin moving the people out immediately. Now that is desperation itself and scarcely an argument.
You have more words than us. You'll win all arguments. We have to save the village, or logic's a bastard, or we'll not be in this war. When we've cut your throat, we'll go down to the corporal and cut his. And having cut his, etc., down to regimental spaniel. And having buried you and thrown your guns off the cliff, we'll watch the crops grow around your filthy pit.
Expose the fallacy in this?
You are talking for your life, and we are deaf.
I have no option. It is my purpose in life to think and express truth, like the truth that soldiers are like wasps around jam. In putting one under the knife, you only draw others. Instead of losing the village, you also forfeit life.
We are the village, and the village is us.
What you say is true, but we'll still do it.
You possess the truth and refuse to act on it? This bewilders me.
For a man like you to die bewildered can't be a bad thing. And we might have both enjoyed that fuck.